but it's October 1st, and I got people coming up being like, you guys about, getting ready to start, like getting ready to get going, It's like, we've been getting ready since January, and we've been open since September 5th. Like,
I mean, it's Coachin N Cars, man.
A lot of limiting beliefs out there, thinking, how in the world am I going to accomplish something like that?
Not dissimilar to anybody.
The greatest risk we were afraid of that did not come to fruition is...
If I started a new business tomorrow, the first thing I would do is hire a coach.
All right, welcome back to Coachin N Cars. Got my buddy Joseph Thompson with me today, and I'm gonna let him introduce who he is and the business that he owns, but it's a pretty exciting one. Something that when I moved here, I saw the sign several times, not to reference the Ace of Base song, but I saw the sign several times and I thought, what is that? So, Joseph, go ahead and tell us who you are and what you do.
Yeah, so I am the co-owner at Mad World Haunted Attraction.
Yep, and started in 2011?
2011, yep.
With your brother.
With my brother, Tim.
Yep, and you guys kind of like side hustled it. It was like a side hustle, right?
Yeah, it was a side hustle. And we still have other businesses and things that we do, but it is our bread and butter. It's become bigger and than we ever even dreamed of. I mean, it's a household name.
Yeah. I mean, so we moved here from Nebraska, and there's haunted attractions around Nebraska and whatnot, but Mad World is like a cult here. There's like a cult following. Yep. The sign on the interstate, I see it all the time when I drive down 85, obviously, but everybody during Halloween talks about Mad World. So I want to know, like, first of all, how did you create something in such literally a razor's edge of a market? How did you create such a following with a haunted attraction?
Yeah, I think there's two things to get down to the simple answer of that. It is marketing yourself like crazy, branding yourself wherever you can, anywhere you can, to anybody. That is the main thing. But then once you get people there, right, then you got to deliver on your quality, on your product. So that marketing and the passion that we have for horror, for haunted houses, for that whole imagery and scenery and doing that thing, we really pride ourselves in wanting to create an entertainment space that people love and enjoy, and that's what it's become. And we've worked on that for 15 years now, and we're going to keep going.
Yeah, and one thing that a lot of people don't realize in that space is there's actually like a ton of overhead cost in that space. I mean, you
wouldn't believe it.
Dude, you're employing people, all the props, the land itself, the upkeep, the electricity, everything, like all the operating expenses of that business. It's pretty hard to make a profitable, successful scaling business out of an attraction.
It is, we didn't have a clue when we got in this business. So the haunted attraction industry is a very hard industry to make money, to do this. And that's obviously we went into it as a business. We went into it with a mindset that we want to make money, but at this point, it is a hobby. And when we first got into it, it was just a hobby. But we were passionate about what we were doing. And, with all I never understood, like you just said, all the cost involved into running a business like this. And, a lot of people say, man, y'all must be making tons, but I see all the lines and the cars. And I'm like, yeah, there's a lot of people coming through here, but you don't understand how much of this money is going out. Yeah. I mean, it's a money monster. It is just a snowball of money going out, pouring out for every single thing. I mean, the maintenance alone during running is crazy. We work from January, well, literally, sometimes even November, December, we start construction to get ready for opening in September, and sometimes that's still not enough. Yeah. We're running crazy in August, like, oh my God, how did we get this far behind?
Yeah. Well, here's the other thing is, like, if everybody watching this shifted their perspective and you said, like, okay, what's your favorite movie? And for me, it's, baseball, Sandlot, or something like that, right? It's like, if they just reproduced the same Sandlot movie every single year, would I watch it? Yeah, I'd watch it like one time a year. But you cannot reproduce the same thing over and over and over again because two things. One, it gets watered down. And two, everybody says, I've already seen it, I've already done it. Mad World is not a great thing to go to anymore if you've been there once. You've got to constantly imagine who you are and how you produce for people every single year to like create this cult following. So tell me a little bit about how have you guys been able to just like one up every single year, and growth burns cash. So I mean, obviously those things are expensive, but how do you guys go about strategizing? What's the one up every year?
Yeah, so I mean, you pretty much said it. It's changing each year. You only see a bad movie one time, and you reference the movies, and so when people come to Mad World each year, we want them to come and they're going to see some things that they've seen before. We don't repurpose the whole thing, but our goal each year and what's made us successful is caring about our quality, caring about the product that we are selling to people, which is an amazing time. And when they come each year, they're going to see different things. They're going to see new scenes, new rooms, new attractions, new things to do, and that's another thing. As a business owner, we're in the business of selling tickets we want our revenue to increase. So if you bring a new attraction or mini golf or axe throwing or all these new things that we've added to Mad World, they're going to spend money on it. Say, oh, that's awesome. They've got mini golf. Let's play mini golf. And they're going to have a great time. They're going to enjoy it. They've got something new, and we're making more money from that. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, I think about there's, pumpkin patches is another example of like an attraction, so to speak. And it's super seasonal. So I am curious, you guys are, I would say, quote unquote, seasonal, right? You have a hot time and an off time.
Correct.
So in the off time, obviously that's the building part of the business. We're ramping up for next year. But how do you keep the hype and everything going in that off season when people aren't actually coming in the park and people aren't actually experiencing anything? How do you keep that going so you don't have to push that flywheel every single year when it comes Halloween?
Yeah, so I would say, that's where our social media department really shines. We have a great social media director, and it's just about getting content out there to people. We have plenty of it. I mean, not only from what we run during the season, but all the behind the scenes stuff that we do when we're working and building all during the year in the off season. We try to push a lot of that content out there to keep things fresh, to keep reminding people, hey, we're there. We're a Halloween business, but keep watching us.
Yeah.
So we keep it fresh on people's minds, and plus Mad World's become such a yearly tradition, a staple for families, for friends, for anyone. So they really look forward to that Mad World trip. Once September, October comes, going on our Mad World trip. And people, it's amazing to see how many people come across the country.
Yeah.
They fly from other countries. We've had people from other countries fly in. I mean, Germany. We have, talk about a cult following. We had this girl get a tattoo of one of our clown characters from Poland. Never even been there before, but she just loves our TikTok, loves our Instagram, loves the character, and I think that's pretty incredible. You're making an impression on someone like that.
Yeah, man. That puts you in the Harley Davidsons of the world, people getting tattoos of Harleys, right?
Right. That's wild.
Super cool. Dude, you built such a unique business, obviously, but just like you've been able to scale something super unique, which is in itself a very unique thing. So I guess like what's on the horizon for Mad World? Where are y'all going with it? What's the goal? I don't want any top secret information, but I am curious, like, where do we go from here?
Yeah, well, where we go, and we're seeing 4 or 5 years out, what me and Tim do to come up with what we want to do. But we are seeing, what we're going to see from Mad World is growth. Like you're going to see new changes each year, continuing to build on to what we currently have. We're going to keep doing what we've been doing for 15 years because that works. Changing, growing, building, expanding. That's ultimately what you're going to continue to get from this company.
Yeah. I love it. And your brother and you are going to own it. You've been the owners of it. You've been the growers of it. It sounds like you got a good leadership team around you, which is, obviously, owning other businesses. Priority number one, you're the owner. You can't do everything, right? You got to hire people that are smarter than you to do the things that they're really, really good at, right? So
yeah, we had to learn that the hard way. I mean, I'm a very detailed person, and if, as they say, you want something done right, you got to do it yourself. And I want things done a certain way. So it took a lot of learning for me to learn to delegate, to learn to use a team, and that's been a beautiful thing because we have an amazing team. Our actors, our staff, our management team is incredible, and me and Tim let them do what we hired them to do, and they do a phenomenal job, and it's helped build us into what we are today. So yeah, in the construction world, this is a little nugget for you. At the end of the construction world, we called that the gift of high expectations. Like, I as an owner and I as a leadership team member have a very high expectation of what I expect for myself, and I gift that to every single employee. But if every employee looks at feedback as a way that they're doing something wrong, they need to be looking at it as, I'm gifting you a high expectation, and I'm holding you the line on the standard. I'm making you a better human. I'm holding you accountable to the things you say that you're going to do, which in turn makes you a better father, husband, child of God, whatever it is that you're trying to aspire to be. Those are the things that really matter at the end of the day. Yeah. Those are the things, those expectations, and holding the line on those. And if I have a high standard for how my car looks or how the detail looks, like, I'm going to hold everybody around me to the same standard. As you should.
My boys know that there's a force field around certain cars in our garage because we don't touch, we don't put fingerprints, we don't scratch, we don't do those things. That's a high standard, but they love it.
That's it. Yeah, you're right. And one thing that we teach our staff, we drive it home every single day, is be better today than you were yesterday. Mm-hmm. So whatever job you did yesterday, that's great. You can be proud of yourself, pat yourself on the back, but don't be satisfied and complacent with that. Mm-hmm. Comfortability kills. Yeah. So we have got to be, what are we going to do today to be better than we were yesterday? What are we going to do to take it to the next level? That mentality and driving that home to hundreds of our staff is what makes Mad World awesome. Yeah. Because we're always striving for customer satisfaction. What can we do to take our performance to the next level? Yeah.
There's this relentless pursuit of excellence. Yep. And it's never done.
That's right.
I don't know if you've ever read Simon Sinek, I think it's the Endless Game, the Infinite Game. If you haven't read that, you're describing exactly what the book is about. Okay. You're never going to help all the customers. You're never going to make everybody happy. It's this infinite game of every day is pushing the ball forward. Every day is a battle to just advance one step over and over and over again. And those incremental gains, when you look back to 2011, you look at now and you say, like, damn, we came a long way. Yeah. Like, the gain is massive, and all that, there was no like one invention or one attraction that you created that all of a sudden fast forwarded you 10, 15 years. It was incremental gains every day, one step better over and over and over again, yields a giant result if you're just consistent in that input, right?
You said it, man. And I have to say, we're blessed, and we're very grateful for what's come. I mean, looking back 15 years ago when we started this, I mean, it was just me and Tim, and 20 volunteers. And, we were stapling landscaping fabric in 2x4s and trying to create something out of nothing. And we didn't have much of a budget at all. I mean, there was no budget. It was, I'm taking my savings and my brother's taking his savings, and we're going to try to do this thing. And, I think our wives probably thought we were crazy, but look back 15 years now, and people loved that hunt in 2011. That raw, landscaping fabric and fog and strobe light, but we had heart. Yeah, our actors had heart, and hell, we still do. But it came from that. That's what it was birthed from. And now looking back 15 years from now and seeing where we are, God has been so good to us, and we are so thankful. Because I don't know why, but God has had his hand on us and on our business. There's things that I can't explain that have happened. I know a lot of people will not find that funny because I mean it's a Halloween business, you know.
Yeah, like-
we even get protesters and street preachers outside the gates, and we're like we're Christian.
We're on the same
We're on the
team.
same team. Like people are just having fun. But anyway, it's a wild world we live in.
A mad world, some would
It's
say.
a mad world we live in, yeah. But no, we're thankful for where we're at, the growth, and to circle back to one thing you were saying earlier. To continue to change and level up each year for the sake of our customers and the sake of our pride in what we do. It's a lot of pressure. I've tried to explain this to people before, but it's like you don't want to be a one-hit wonder if you're a musician.
Totally.
You know,
Yeah.
you're like, you just had that great single, that great song that popped off. Can you do it again?
Yeah.
Like, are you going to be able to do that again? And that's how we feel every year. It's like, all right, success, we did it. All right, now back to work. We got to make sure that next year is even better and that everything goes great and smooth. And yeah. Not only that, but you've got 24 days to make your revenue for the whole year.
Dude,
you're working all year, you're grinding all year, but you're not making any revenue except for 24 days out of 365 days.
You're actually writing checks.
So exactly.
You're not making any. You're spending. All of your accounts payable goes out in the other, 340 days out of the year.
That's it. So it's stressful. It's like, losing one day is devastating, especially a day in October.
Yeah.
So weather, cooperation, everything, like it's got to go good, so yeah.
You're gonna start having rain dance lessons at your with your team.
Everyone in my team says that I must be doing some type of special rain dance, but I don't.
It's another way.
I do a lot of praying.
Yeah, another way that God's got his hand in your business, right?
I think so.
So I love it. Great story, great people, obviously, and you built a super niche business in a growing market. I mean, Greenville is expanding and growing, and every day my wife and I talk about, obviously, we're contributors to the traffic problem because we're outsiders, but at the end of the day, like, we love it here, and the people have been super welcoming to us, and I'm super appreciative of that. But also, like, I love that there's other people coming in here and feeding local business owners that created something super cool, because ultimately, I don't know what the statistic is, but the amount of people that come through your attraction that are not Greenville natives has to be, I would argue it's probably over 50% of your business. And what a blessing that is, that we live in a place that attracts people. So
yeah, we have a lot of tourists. I mean, we've been a big economical impact to the upstate of South Carolina, definitely. So and we're thankful for that. Greenville's a great place. I mean, everyone is discovering this gym, and that's great. I don't have a problem with it. I think they need to fix some roads first, so we can get some more people in here. But no, Greenville's a great city, great place, the upstate. I mean, you've got mountains all around. You've got awesome lakes. You've got the beach 3 hours away. You've got two big cities 2 hours from each other. I mean, it's a perfect place in my opinion. I'm grateful to be a native here, and I'm thankful for people like you that are coming in and discovering this great city.
Yeah, I love it here. So I want to switch gears. Talked a lot about the business. You have another business that involves the question I'm about to ask, but what was your first car or your first memorable vehicle that you bought where you're like, man, this is mine? Part one. Part two, what is your greatest memory in that vehicle or about that vehicle?
I would have to say, I've had a lot of vehicles. I would have to say that would be my 2004 GTO.
Okay.
It was the first year GTO came back out.
I love it.
Pontiac came back out with the GTO. And I was young, I was 18 years old. And it was a straight drive, manual like your vehicle here.
Yep.
Fun car. And the best memory is literally meeting my wife in downtown Greenville in that vehicle.
Dude, that's awesome.
We were promoting a show. I saw her and her friends. We were out with my friends. I saw her and her friends earlier that night walking around the street, and I was like, such a beautiful girl, and I was like, I would never have a chance with her. And then when we were leaving, they came walking behind my car, the GTO, and I got I'm the kind of like a now or never guy. Like,
Yeah.
I better speak up or
Yeah.
forever hold my peace. So
Yeah.
I'm glad I spoke up that day. But it was just great meeting her. We stood beside the car, talked. She gave me her number, and I have to think that the car had something to help, to do with it.
Yeah.
Give me a little bit of a level up there, but.
Yeah. I
yeah.
can tell you everything about that car because obviously I'm a GM guy, but I loved the GTO. I wanted one for a long time. I had an 02 Camaro, so LS1, you had LS2,
Yep.
but I love that generation of GM vehicle. I would argue is you have to go all the way back to the 60s to really start to experience like some of the soul that was in those vehicles. And dude, I love it. I love the GTO. If I could find a good one right now, so many of them are worn out and in junkyards and whatnot.
Yeah.
People have beat on them. If you could find a good low mileage one right now, I would jump on one, especially if it was bright red.
I might as well. I would like to go back to those memories. That was a fun, great car.
So if you had to give advice to somebody in the Greenville area that's either on the cusp of starting a business or is struggling inside of their business as an entrepreneur, what would you say is, if you could boil it down to one piece of advice for people, what would that piece of advice be if they're struggling or they're on the cusp of wanting to start something?
Yeah, I would say be different. Be different. Don't be the same cookie cutter business as other people, because and expect your business to bust and grow, and try to do something different. And I would say don't lose hope. Like we all struggle.
Yeah.
I mean, even us at Madrigal, we have our struggles. Trust me.
Yeah.
I probably want to quit at least once a year for sure. But you got to keep going, persevere. Nothing good ever comes easy. I
Yep.
use that in my life every day. Nothing good ever comes easy. So keep pushing, keep pushing, keep driving, make it happen, and be different.
Yeah. There's a reason ownership is hard, man. If everybody could be an owner and everybody had the heart to do it, everybody would be doing it.
Yeah.
But there's so many businesses that fail. And ultimately, like, I wonder how many of those businesses are right on the edge of a breakthrough. That's when it gets the hardest.
Yep.
Is right when you're just about to the point where you have a breakthrough. It's gonna feel like it's the hardest. Some people would call that rock bottom. I don't believe in all the cliche stuff, but ultimately that's the truth. Is the hardest point is right before a breakthrough, and you got to go through the suck to get to the good on the other end. Otherwise you don't respect what's good, and you're never gonna feel like you're up.
That's
So
right.
yeah,
Yep.
I love that advice. By the way, that's different advice than anybody has given on this podcast, which I absolutely love. Yeah, man, it's great. So who's the next guest? Who do you think should be the next person to go through this experience?
I'm going to say my buddy Chris Schilling, who is one of the owners at Coral, which is a
Okay.
restaurant in downtown Greenville. Him and his wife, along with their partner Jen, own Coral together, and they just do an incredible job in an industry that you literally have to be different, because the restaurant industry is the most competitive industry, and it's so high overhead. If you aren't doing it right on every single level,
Yeah.
you're going to fail, especially in a city. And those guys are busting at the seams. They do it right. Great quality food, amazing service, great price point, in a great environment. So
I love it. They just got a free advertising ploy. I'm going to send that to them in a 30-second snippet. But yeah, man, that's awesome. I'm super excited about that. Anything else that you feel like we haven't touched on that you want to, talk about Mad World or anything like that?
let's see. Let me think about that. I'm sure there is. There's always a lot of things. Of course, I always think about it after the fact. Like, oh, I should have talked about that.
We need to do another one for the exotic car business because, as you know, we talked about this off camera. That's near and dear to my heart. So we should do another one at some point.
Yeah.
We should talk about that because I feel like we could spend 2 hours talking about that subject. But that might have to be like a 4-part series.
Yeah, for sure. That would be fun. I would probably say, I don't know, you can keep this in here or not, but I would talk about my frustration with our customers, as much as I love them, but not as much my customers, just general people. It is just so frustrating when I hear, like we're literally like October 1st, And this year it happened more than ever. But it's October 1st, and I got people coming up being like, "You guys about, getting ready to start? Like getting ready to get going?" It's like Halloween to most people. It's like once October 1st comes, it's kind of like, oh, it's October. This is the month that Halloween's in.
Yeah.
Now I'm starting to think about spooky things. I'm like, we've been getting ready since January, and we've been open since September 5th. Like, well, getting ready, and I can't tell you how many people come up to me and do that. Like, oh, people are like, it's like August or September. You guys about ready to get started? And then so many people about October 1st this year, like, you guys ready to start ramping up? Like, we've been ramping up. Like, what? It's just, it's so frustrating to.
Have your marketing person create an advent calendar, but for Mad World, the Mad World advent calendar, people can start opening doors, and they're like, oh, Mad World opens today, but it actually is set to September 5th.
That's great.
Or we just need to say September 5th on this podcast about 1,000 times, so it's just ingrained. Like those commercials of like, JG Wentworth, call now. And they repeat the number 4,000 times, and you see that number.
Yep.
We need to start saying September 5th over and over and over again.
I love it.
I'll cut it 100 times, and I'll just put it at the end of this video for you. That's great, man. Yeah, man, I think, what a cool business. What a unique thing. Dude, you're a great guy. Like, this was super fun. I'm so glad that Sully introduced us. I'm so glad that he recommended for you to be on the podcast, because these are the things that really, pardon the pun, drive the podcast, is new people, innovative things, and really getting ingrained in the Greenville business community has been a mission of mine for the last year or two. And these are the things that matter, man. Meeting people like you and meeting other people that are doing cool things here that are, I wouldn't say under the radar, but they're not in your face all the time. It's not like we're driving up to Bridgeway Station right now. People drive by this all the time. This is in your face. People know that Bridgeway exists.
Yeah.
But those owners typically are, you don't know who they are, or they're multiple partners. There's so many privately owned businesses locally that have so much to offer to the business community, and they need a voice. They need a place to do it, and that's why I love doing this, man, is it gets people out there.
I appreciate that, and you're right, and I appreciate you having me on your podcast. Yeah. This has been really cool, and hopefully it's motivated some people and helped some people and all that. So thanks for doing it. Thanks for having me on.
No problem at all. All right, till next time.